There is a time for sleep.
There definitely is a time for sleep, and you'll know it because your body will be telling you it's time to sleep,
Yeah.
Supporting good sleep naturally. It's Hunt for Wellness, episode number 24. Welcome to Hunt4Wellness. This might be the end of the day for you, and if it is, we're going to be talking about sleep, a good night's sleep, and supporting a good night's sleep naturally. And I am John Hunt, along with
Christy Hunt,
and this is a show where we help you live your best life, mind, body, and spirit. And we're going to introduce our sponsor now for the show, which is waterdistillers.com. And if you need good wellness, you need good water. So go over there and find a machine that will make good water for you right there in your home. So waterdistillers.com. All right. Well, sleep is one of those things that we do a lot of, or maybe not if we're not that doing it that well. But if you think about it, they say 8 hours of sleep. That's like a third of your day.
It is. Yep, it is.
So, but now there's a lot of different kinds of sleep. People talk about deep sleep. I was in a deep sleep last night, or, I'm a light sleeper. I mean, I don't know if those are really such things. So we should really talk about what sleep actually is.
Mm-hmm. Sleep is a natural form of rest.
Okay.
It's kind of obvious.
Yeah. It sounds like sleep is actually sleeping. I mean, but rest and sleeping.
It is rest. It's they don't 100% understand sleep.
Yeah.
But that we need it. All animals do it.
Yeah.
Every animal sleeps in some way or another. And we need sleep. If we don't have sleep, it actually can kill us.
Yeah.
Extended.
Well, yeah. I mean, no one can stay awake for, I don't know what the time is, forever. But that's, sleep is, well, I can tell you this. I know how much I love sleep.
I love it too.
It's like my favorite time of day when my head gets to hit the pillow.
And we know that we need sleep. We feel it in our bodies. We need sleep.
Yeah. Well, I think God created sleep and rest. I mean, He created the world in, 6 days. And then on the seventh day, He
rested.
Yeah. And, there's all the talk about the Sabbath. And so rest is very important.
It is important.
Yeah. And sleep, I think, is really probably extended rest, right, for a good period of time.
It is. It's very important. And we need to give our body that rest.
Yeah. So when we talk about sleep, what are some of the things that go on while we have our eyes closed and we're, dreaming of little sheep jumping over the fence?
Have you ever dreamed of sheep jumping over the fence?
I don't know.
No.
Maybe
Are you kidding me?
I can't remember that dream. I get some wild dreams. I know we're not going to talk about dreams. That's a whole nother show.
It's probably the shepherds that were thinking of the sheep jumping over the fence.
Okay, yeah, and that's why they couldn't sleep, or the wolf jumping in to get the sheep. Okay.
Oh my goodness!
I know. So, all right. So, what are some of the things what are the benefits of sleep? I mean, that's another way to say it.
Well, the benefits of sleep are feeling great, and your body is clean and energized. So when you're sleeping, your body is healing, restoring.
Yeah.
Energizing. It's supporting your mood, your memory. It's actually cleaning up your brain.
Yeah.
It supports good weight. Like people that don't sleep as much tend to be more overweight.
Oh, really?
So if you sleep enough, you can sleep some weight off.
Yeah. Well, I think too. I mean, I'm sure your body, while you're resting, your body is putting its energy into digesting the food and doing its work without having to, support you running around and doing this and doing that. So it can focus probably on some things that are regenerative in nature, right?
Well, and possibly that people that did not get enough sleep, they're trying to get more energy by eating more.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense too. It's all kind of ties together, doesn't it?
It does. It supports your skin.
Yeah.
It supports your heart.
Yeah.
It supports every single body part. They need rest. We need rest.
That's kind of wild. Well, so yeah, we need the rest. We know that, but the big question, you always hear is like, well, how much sleep should I get? And I'm sure it probably varies, right, from person to person. But is there an ideal way to know?
Well, they say like 7 to 9 hours. How can a person actually know what sleep is best for them? I think what you can do is you can do a little study on yourself.
Sleep study. Okay.
A self-sleep study.
All right.
So see how much sleep you're getting right now and how do you feel? Mm-hmm. And monitor that. Then I guess it depends. Maybe start with, I think people sleep about 7 hours on average. But if you sleep 8 hours, do you feel rested? Do you feel like that's the right thing? Give yourself 15 more minutes a night and see how do I feel, or half an hour. And I would do that by going to bed earlier because usually we have to wake up at the same time.
Some of those things like the Apple Watch are pretty fancy now too. They can do a lot of monitoring and kind of know and can kind of tell you. Mm-hmm. Even if because you want to maybe keep it right down. Okay, I went to bed at 9 o'clock and I woke up at 7 or whatever it is. You can do that, but there's probably a lot of stats about, because I'm sure your heart rate comes down a little bit.
It does. Your heart rate comes down. Your temperature comes down. That's why we want to have blankets on.
I never knew that.
To keep us warm, but it's nice to be in a cooler environment. When you're hot. Oh, yeah. It's hard to sleep when you're hot.
It is. Yeah, you always throw the covers off because you're like, oh, we got to put the air conditioning on or something.
Yeah, but then if you get
too cold,
then you want the covers on. Yeah. And so
then you go back and forth. Then you have like one leg out and one leg under just to get the balance right.
Balance.
The right amount of. So I guess temperature plays a role in supporting a good night's sleep, don't you think?
Oh, yes. Temperature does. Light does. If you can be pitch black, that is ideal. Yeah. Even a little bit of light can interfere with your sleep.
Interesting, because even though your eyes are closed, your
body knows.
Your body must know, huh? Wow. Mm-hmm. That's pretty amazing. Well, how much do you think for you? What would you love to get?
I'd love to get 8.5.
Yeah, that would be really nice, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if this is scientific or not, but sometimes don't they say if you sleep too long, like say you sleep 10 hours, can you get like tired after being rested? Say like 8 hours is perfect, but if you sleep too long, can it
I think periodically you can catch up, like on the weekends.
Yes, definitely.
And you kind of need to catch up.
Yes.
So that is important. I think if you're sleeping 10 hours every day, that is too much. Mm-hmm. But also if you're sick, you need more sleep. Yeah. So you need to allow yourself to do that extra sleeping when you are sick. Mm-hmm.
And do you think there's something about laying down, versus like, why don't we sleep and stand up? Other than we'd probably fall over, I guess. But, some people, and I know that when I've been sick in the past, sometimes, it's harder to breathe when you're laying down. So I'm like sitting in a chair trying to sleep.
And that's harder.
It is.
Our bodies want to be flat.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
It
is. So we're going to try to monitor whether you have the fancy Apple Watch. Maybe you take some notes. Because I know someone we know that said, I got no sleep last night. Well, it's like, if you got no sleep last night, you may have woken up a few times. And that seems to happen to me. I like 2 or 3 times I might wake up, but then I go right back to sleep. But I still feel kind of rested in the morning in some of those situations. Mm-hmm. But if someone didn't sleep all night, they're going to show physical signs of that, aren't they?
Yes, they're going to be tired.
Yeah.
They're going to be very tired.
Yeah.
So sometimes we don't know. And we have different stages of sleep. We have 3 stages of non-REM sleep, which is non-rapid eye movement sleep.
Okay.
And the first stage is just light sleep. And sometimes if we wake up from that, we don't even think we were sleeping. That's that really light sleep.
Oh, yeah.
And then the second is your deeper in, kind of transitioning between that light and the deeper. And the third is deep sleep.
Yeah.
That's the deep restorative sleep. And then the 4th stage is REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep.
Yeah. Now, when we're talking about needing 8 hours, is it possible to get 8 hours of REM sleep? Or?
No, your transitioning through those stages, cycling through those stages all night long. Usually not getting to that number 1 too often, but stage 2 and 3 and 4 are cycling around.
What's the stage where you're snoring?
You start in stage 1.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, that's really good. But see, sometimes I wake myself up because I'm snoring.
Yeah.
So I must not be too deep asleep. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to wake myself up.
Well, I think we can wake ourselves up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've got the different, I'm wondering, are there techniques or ways to move, or does your body just kind of naturally know how to move back and forth?
Your body just moves.
Yeah. Maybe that also explains in the morning when you're trying to wake up and you don't want to get out of bed. I'm still tired. Maybe you're not tired, but maybe you're moving yourself. You kind of close your eyes to go back to sleep, but you're not going to be in a real deep sleep.
Right.
You're going to be
kind
more
in that one.
Yeah.
That's stage 1 sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So we've talked about what sleep is and why it's important. We've talked about how much sleep. Now let's talk about some of these natural ways to support it, because we don't want to force our body to sleep in an unnatural way. And, you can use your imagination to figure out how that would maybe work. But sometimes I think when we want to naturally support sleep, we're just supporting different systems within our body, right? Yeah. So let's talk about that. What are some great ways that you can just give yourself a little extra care and support to improve that sleep?
Well, one thing is going to bed at the same time.
A schedule.
Night. A schedule. Yeah.
Wow.
Going to
Works
bed.
for babies, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time. So your body knows this is the time I go to sleep. This is the time I wake up. When it starts getting dark, you get tired because your pineal gland is starting to secrete melatonin, which makes you kind of quiet but awake.
So isn't that, there's melatonin in a lot of supplements, right?
Yes.
And melatonin is natural, right? That's
it's
not necessarily bad
hormone.
for you, right?
No, it's a natural hormone.
Okay.
Although in supplements, it's a synthetic because the brain makes it.
Yeah. And that's something where you probably don't want to necessarily take a supplement that has melatonin in it every day, because then
because you want your body to do it. But I'm just explaining kind of what happens.
Okay.
So
all right.
the sun goes down and we start getting tired.
Yeah.
Now the sun is going down a lot sooner.
Yeah, it's at 6 o'clock and we're going, gosh, it feels like it's 10 o'clock.
You feel more tired.
Yeah,
you really do because of the less light. And so supporting that and not working against it. So keeping the lights, lower and not working on the computers up until bedtime, because those are bright blue lights that make your body think it's day.
Oh.
And they kind of stops that melatonin.
Yeah. So one natural way is to actually stop working on the computer after maybe 7 o'clock at night or something.
Yeah.
If you can help, help that. Plus, I'm sure the EMFs that come off the machine can't help you either.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Electromagnetic field. And then just having a relaxing bedtime routine.
Yes.
Such as, turning off the computer, reading a book, a real book, not a computer book.
Not your phone. Don't be scrolling.
Right. Taking a bath, a hot bath is so nice and warm, relaxing. You could drink tea, like herbal tea, if that doesn't bother you and cause you to get up at night and go to the bathroom.
But no caffeine, right?
No caffeine. Cut the caffeine off after noon or whatever your body works for you.
Doesn't it take about 6 hours to get out of your system or something like that?
Yeah, or 5.
Okay.
And it depends upon people and kind of your state of health.
Yeah.
But
how about the old, mother's tale of, milk and cookies? That's not a real natural way, is it? But why do people drink milk and cookies? Is that kind of...
I think it's part of the tryptophan in the milk. But what I would say is don't be eating close to bedtime.
In general.
In general.
Yeah.
For good sleep, because the digestive system, if it's working really hard, it's causing trouble with sleep. So I'd quit eating about 7.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
And don't overeat. If you overeat, or how food can interrupt your
sleep. Or have that ice cream at like 9:30 where all of a sudden the sugar starts to rush you, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't help with sleep, I can imagine, right?
No. And just keeping your room really dark,
yep.
like room darkening shades or curtains, and
a little cooler like we talked about before,
turn the heat down a little bit during the winter, and turn the air conditioning up a little bit in the summer.
Yeah.
If you can.
Yeah, or at least keep it at a temperature that's not going to make you sweat.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, dear.
And then some people, watching the clock really bothers them and stresses them out. So if that's you, then make the clock not visible.
Yeah.
I like the shine on the light, shine on the ceiling clock.
The ceiling projection light, yeah.
Yeah, because then I can just turn over and look at it. And then I'm not going to stress myself out.
Yeah, no, that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we are Young Living brand partners, and we haven't talked about this yet. If you would like to talk a little bit more about your sleep habits or anything related to your supporting your sleep system, go over to Hunt4Wellness.com and click the Connect button. We offer a free 15-minute discovery call where we talk about your health and wellness and what might be a good first step for you to take. So we want to definitely mention that because we're talking about a lot of different things here. Some are things you can do easily. Others, maybe you need to get some products. Now, let's talk about some of those Young Living products since we're the brand partners. We should talk about that and talk about what some of those products are and how they would support a good night's sleep. Yeah,
well, lavender, we've talked about that before. It's very calming. And so it just helps calm the body. So it helps people go to sleep. Some people just diffuse lavender and that really helps them sleep.
Yeah. Or they talk about the idea of putting like a drop of lavender on your pillow.
Yeah.
Or something. I mean, that's diffusing it too, just in a different way.
Yeah. Right? Or you can just rub it on your wrist, rub it on your chest, your shoulders, the bottoms of your feet, and get lavender that way. So that's a wonderful oil. There's some other ones that I like, Peace and Calming.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite. I put that on every night.
I love that so much. It just really calms down the nervous system.
There's a part of that is blue tansy, which I just love the smell of the blue tansy.
Yeah, it is a beautiful oil blend.
And that one diffused either by itself or sometimes you mix it with like cedarwood, right?
Yeah. So what I do, my favorite, is Peace and Calming, cedarwood, and Roman chamomile.
Yeah.
So cedarwood is really good too for the brain, calming.
Oh, I love it.
And then Roman chamomile. So I was just experimenting with different oils, diffusing them at night. And this is the blend that I tried one night, and it was like, oh my goodness, I love this so much. And
nice,
ever since then, it's probably been 1.5 years. I've been diffusing it every single night. It just makes me so happy.
It is.
And I sleep good. And I've talked about this before, but I take the diffuser with me when I travel into hotel rooms and diffuse that same blend, and I sleep good.
Yeah.
You know how you used to not sleep good, especially the first night of traveling, but I sleep good.
Yeah, and we have a friend too that takes a cotton ball and just puts a little drop on there. You can put that lavender and put it in the little vent of either your car or in the hotel. So there's lots of different ways if you don't want to carry around a diffuser. But there's some smaller diffusers too.
Yes,
so
there
are a lot of different options available. But definitely, it's a great way to affect the environment you're in. Light, smell. How about sound? Some people say I'm a light sleeper. I'll wake up with anything. Is there anything you can do about that? I mean, that's...
Well, I think you want to minimize your sounds. I know some people like white sounds.
Yeah, they have the white noise generator, right?
Yeah. And so, or a fan.
Some people wear earplugs too. And it's not just to drown out the snoring.
Or maybe it is.
Yeah, maybe it is. You never know.
So...
That's like on the airplane when you're like travel to Europe and they give you the little pack that has the blackout mask and the earplugs and
It helps.
Definitely.
It helps to turn that. So just things that you can do to decrease the sound or minimize the sound, because sounds can wake you up.
Absolutely.
We don't sleep as well as we did when we were kids. So we just need to support it.
What about someone, we hear this a lot from people who do come over and do the Connect call with us, is that, they'll sleep 3 or 4 hours and they just wake up. They're not sleeping that full block, or they, and it might be for a variety of reasons. It might be just because they have to get up and go to the bathroom, right? Or what is that when people are waking up in the middle of the night?
Well, it could be a lot of different things. And so I think one thing is this a pattern?
Yeah.
Is this a pattern that they've got? So start keeping track of what is going on when you're sleeping and what happened the day before. Did I drink a lot of caffeine? Did I drink a lot of fluids? Did I drink a lot of fluids right before I went to bed?
Right.
Did I have a bunch of alcohol or something that interferes? And food can. And we've found that when we eat mushrooms, we have incredible, wild, weird dreams.
Yeah. For some reason.
Yeah. So
they're wild too. They make no sense, but they are
it happens to
wild.
both of us. Yes, it's very, very
well,
weird.
and a lot of times too, I think you could even call it healthy if you have to wake up and go to the bathroom and your body's telling you that, right? But you should be able to go right back into bed and go right back to sleep.
You should be able to. So if not, sometimes people have some sleep apnea and it is waking them up. They might not understand that is what it is.
Yeah.
And so if your partner in bed is saying, you're breathing weird,
right,
you need to pay attention to that and just say, no, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You need to go check that out. There are times that's a time to go to the doctor and have that checked out.
There's there are lots of tests. They can even test you for sleep apnea. Dentists, a lot of times, they'll look at it and they'll, say, okay, do this. And they can...
well, they're assessing it. I don't think they're testing it, but they're assessing it.
Yeah. Sleep apnea is very
common.
Too.
Yes. So there can be things. There can be like a congested liver needing to detox, causing issues. So I would say if you're having trouble sleeping, start keeping track of what's going on with your sleeping, paying attention, writing down when you go to sleep, when you wake up, when you fall back to sleep to the best of your ability.
Yeah. You can even keep a little pad or something.
Keep a journal. Keep a journal of it. And then also think about what might be affecting it. So you can try to figure things out for yourself. And if you can maybe switch a few things, go to bed earlier, go to bed at the same time, change what you're eating or doing, or, things like that. You can possibly solve it by yourself. Try essential oils. We also have a couple of supplements.
Yes.
Both of them have melatonin in them. Sleep Essence has lavender, vetiver, valerian, tangerine root, and 3.2 milligrams of melatonin. And then we have an Immunpro, which supports the immune system, which also is supported by sleeping. Right. And that has 4.2 milligrams of melatonin in it. So both of those you'd be taking before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Possibly even an hour before you sleep, because it helps you slow down and your body get into the mode of sleep. But
we talked earlier too about, wanting to just relax your nervous system, right? So if you can get that to relax, and some of these oils like Peace and Calming, and some of those can help with that, right?
Mm-hmm. And the CBD.
Oh yeah.
The CBD also, CBD Calm calms your system down.
Yeah.
There's some essential oils in there, and just CBD balances the nervous system and calms it down. Yeah. So to help you sleep as well. A lot
of people we know have used the CBD and have totally...
It's really helped.
It's really helped their sleep. Yeah.
And that is not addictive. That is... There's
no THC in there.
Right. That means no marijuana in there.
It's clean.
It's clean. It doesn't hurt you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can use that every day if you want to. Yeah. So that one has no problems. Like melatonin, you really shouldn't take it long term.
Yeah.
You can take it for a couple of months or a week. It's great to use when you're dealing with jet lag and you want to just get yourself back into that regular sleep routine of, you've changed hours. So that's a good time to use it. The Immunpro, when you're dealing with your health isn't as good as you want it to be and you want to boost your immune system and sleep a little better, use the Immunpro.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, these are a lot of good tips and ideas. And again, if you don't quite know where to start because a lot of information got put out here, just head on over to Hunt4Wellness.com, click on the blue connect button, and schedule a 15-minute discovery call. It's very simple, it's very easy, and it's a great way to just get pointed in the right direction. And so definitely can do that.
I just want to say one more thing. Also, worry can wake us up.
Oh, yeah.
And we can be worrying about things. And so if that is the case, and really everybody, we should put the day to rest.
Yeah.
You know, talk about anything that was bothering us, hopefully maybe at dinner time, talk about it, or after dinner. And do we need to forgive anybody?
Yes.
Probably.
Rest the emotions.
Yeah. And, pray, give it to God. Give it to God.
Now I lay me down to sleep.
Well, it's not that one.
Well,
okay.
I mean, what, that would, makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. But, I think it is at, you hear about, the typical child, get down on your knees on your bedside and, but those are things that it's a good practice.
Those are good habits. Yes, they are.
I've also heard, I don't know, somewhere before, like, whatever the last thought was in your mind, that's going to be, what you maybe think about through the night or goes through your brain. So, end it with the Bible, end it with prayer so that you can,
those are good things.
Go to bed with very positive things like that in your mind.
Yes. And rest is good for your spirit.
It is. Absolutely.
And you have to lay down your worries and give them to the Lord and trust that He's going to take care of it.
Absolutely. I think, wasn't it, there's a time for sleep? I might be paraphrasing.
There is a time for sleep.
There definitely is a time for sleep, and you'll know it because your body will be telling you it's time to sleep,
Yeah.
Great. Just one more mention for our sponsor. Our new sponsor of this podcast is waterdistillers.com. Full selection of home and commercial water distillers. There's those little machines that make pure water for you.
Yeah.
Takes out all the bad stuff. It's a great way to support your wellness by having good water. So check them out over at waterdistillers.com. And anything else before we sign off this episode?
I think that's good.
Next episode will be our 25th.
Wow.
We don't know what the topic is yet, but you will definitely want to come back for episode number 25 here on Hunt for Wellness.